Hello there, sword friends. Today I'm going to do an unboxing video for you. In this box is something I have eagerly anticipated, and I don't honestly know what is inside it, so we will share in the joy together. But recently I had the Mystery Men in Black do a daisho, a paired set of swords from Howard Clark. I had a Tanto that I had purchased, which is a SanMai swanky folded Tanto that is pretty cool looking, as well as an L6 Katana, and I had some swirly mid-dome fittings for them, and I asked the Mystery Men in Black to just do something pretty for me, and I don't know what it looks like, but I know it's got swirly mitsudomes on it, so I know I'm gonna like it. Anyway, it's been a hot minute since I've had a finished project done like this, and I will follow it up with more videos and stuff. But I thought, well, since I'm pressed for time, I might as well make an unboxing video. These are not terribly hard. It's pretty low effort content to make, frankly, and it kind of. Well, I would say I don't like it. I think it's beneath the viewer's time sometimes. But this is a box of genuine joy for me, so that's sometimes fun to see. So that's what we're looking at today. Hopefully you enjoy it. Anyway, put them in the box. These are some other bits that didn't get used that I had sent over. So nothing super special there. And it still feels heavy. That might just be the box. I think it is. Okay. So using unboxing knife here, I want to be very cautious not to cut the swords. That would be a big old bummer. After we got the katana, I'm going to set this aside and actually open the Tanto first, but this is a couple notes. There's just some paper around the sky here. It keeps it from getting bumped around and whatnot, but it doesn't require a lot of protection. Newspaper is great for fresh lacquer. It doesn't leave imprints and stuff. So when shipping, the Mystery Man in Black typically will wrap this in newspaper. It tends not to stick to lacquer that isn't 100% cured yet, and it tends not to leave marks and impressions and things like that. But with freshly lacquered swords, that is an easy thing to do. It's really tempting to put these brand new beautiful things on a stand, but you got to wait a couple months for the lacquer to fully cure before you do that, or tie a sageo on it, because otherwise it'll leave little impressions in it. So this is a cautionary thing for shipping, and it's worked every time. I looked at it. Oh shit, that's so cool though. Oh, I was gonna wait, but damn. Okay, that's so cool. I have not seen this before. Okay, so we got this scuffed cherry bark red. Oh, that's cool. And we've got a prominent featured swirly mitsudome on the outside of the pattern here. And then I don't know what he did here. It has this texture on it. It's like it's like, I don't know, 100 grit sandpaper or something like that. It's wrapped around some grooves. The contrast between this kind of charcoal ishime finish and then this gloss black with red is really, really swanky. Okay. Well, since I'm here, I'm just going to look at the katana first now. Here I am, very indecisive. That's pretty swanky looking. So I have an antique set of Menuki that I got. These are swirly mitsudome golden Menuki that are antiques. I couldn't find a set of Fuchi Kashira to really match. So these swirly mitsudome Menuki, while they're antiques, they're kind of golden colored or patinated, or I don't know, they have some gold bits on them. And then I found this Tsuba that had these indents of swirly mitsudomes, and I looked for a long time to find fittings that would kind of blend, but I could never find any. So I reached out to Rado swords, and he made these cut-in Menuki that would match this Tsuba. And all in all, they came out really smart, and I like how it all grooves together. This patina here, or this kind of texture here, meshes in. It all looks good. It's got kind of some different blacks and grays and stuff in here, but they all blend together really well. And the precision on this kind of contrast cut in here is masterful. This is fucking wonderful. Okay, everything. That feels nice. It's big without being too big. Rock solid. Now this still needs to get done. The blade is not polished yet, so it's not done. I'm not complaining. It's not quite finished. I have to send this off to Josiah to get done. Cool. I like it. It's not. This sword generally feels pretty light. This is not. It has more presence than I thought it would, in that it's not as like kind of whippy and lively as I thought it would be. It has a little bit more of a little bit more stoutness behind it in the hand. I don't mind that though. This is a blade that is about my size, so I say this a lot of times with blades that I might actually keep this one, but I don't like. This is so cool. Yeah. Did I just spend $10,000 and need to keep a sword? Yeah, maybe so. Anyway, this is the sword. I will do a review when the project is all done, but I thought unboxing it, seeing what came out. This is this is so cool. It's subtle, so the intention here was use the fittings, come up with something cool, but that I might keep this sword. And so, that means that make me something I'm gonna like. And the Mystery Man in Black has done absolutely that. This has depth, so if I look at anything here, there's contrast and depth and detail and craftsmanship from like every little angle. At the same time, it doesn't stand out as something that you haven't seen. It's not a My Little Pony katana. So excellent work. Everything came together well. It feels solid. I have to go and wax stuff with it before I send it off to Josiah so I don't mar the polish. Not 100% sure, but yeah, it's beautiful. That's great. So now I'm going to look at the Tanto here, the accompanying blade. I don't need unboxing that. Again, we're wrapping a newspaper, protects the lacquer. I'm getting them all full of fingerprints. Ah, that's so cool. So you don't need, it doesn't have to match, is the point. The fittings don't have to go perfectly together. But I had a set of Menuki that were similar, and I had some Fuchi Kashira that kind of blended together and had engraved kind of Mitsudome fittings on them. And what did he do here? Okay, so we have the same kind of grooved pattern here. We have big, prominent, swirly Mitsudome fittings in here. He's done a copper Tsuba. There's a lot of different colors in here, which I will admit generally kind of I don't like. But in this case, I'm making exceptions. We have kind of the color of the copper and Rokusho. We have patinated black Mitsudomes, then some gold. Then we have a copper Tsuba. We have patinated black fittings over here. We have a red swirly Mitsudome. There's a lot going on. Now this one is actually pretty much done. I had Josiah polish this Tanto already, so this is wrapped up and done. And I had him do it. He asked me if I wanted to make it more ornate, and I said don't make it anything it isn't. And so the polish kind of brings out what I think is a through hardened blade. I don't know that it has a prominent hamon on it, but this is a folded and SanMai construction Tanto from Howard Clark. It's not a kind of knife that he makes a lot of, to my understanding, but all done up and pretty and finished. And what a pair these make. And he made this, I believe this is like a big horn kojiri at the end. Ties everything together. Now most of the time Fuchi that have these transitions kind of rub me the wrong way when they butt up just to Samegawa. I'm not really bothered by it. Most specifically because they look intentional. This was made to look like this, which is why it's not bothering me. Because I know a lot of you will say like, hey, isn't there supposed to be perfectly flat transitions? Not all the time. The point is, a lot of manufacturers will make these things and try to make them flush and then miss the mark. It's a different thing if you're not intending to do it and it looks like it's coherent, which this does. That feels nice. Now this, in terms of a daisho for cutting, this is not a great wakizashi. This is a Tanto, obviously. It's not a wakizashi. So it's not gonna be something that I cut with, but eventually in Toyama Ryu, I believe you have to be a second dan to wear a waki or a Tanto. I'm not there yet, but someday maybe I can wear it in class. As it is, the pairing of these two is absolutely spectacular. These are beautiful pieces. I'm thrilled with how they came out. This is the thing, I wouldn't have known to ask for this, but I'm very happy it came out the way that it did. This is spectacular. I'm thrilled with this. That's a little raspy because the sword is basically got file marks on it, so it's going to be a little raspy because it's not in a finished polish yet. But when it is, it won't be so loud. Nice. Well, sword friends, that's the video. I just wanted to open these up. I wanted to share them with you. I wanted you to see the kind of reaction, the kind of first impressions that I had as I was having them. The sword isn't finished yet, so the next steps for me are to send the blade, and I'll leave all the koshirai out, but also the koshirai being like all of this furniture and stuff. So just this blade needs to get sent to Josiah Boomershine, and he's not in town right now, at least as the recording of this video, I think. But when he's free, I'll send this sword to him to get zhuzhed up, and then it'll be done. And when it's done, I'll make a video with it, and you will get to go through. I'm not sure. Like, part of this reminds me of like I don't know, I don't even know what I would name it just yet, but I dig it. This mix of antique fittings as well, as I'm talking through things, getting the Fuchi Kashira made were not inexpensive, but not terribly expensive. To get simple Fuchi Kashira like this made, it's not really a whole lot more or less than what it costs to buy antiques of a kind of simple variety, or even modern cast pieces of a relatively simple variety. The Tsuba, I want to say, was like $300 or $400, which is also not a huge amount of money. I'd struggle, I think, to have one made for that, at least with the carving and stuff on it. So you can find antique fittings, and if you can't find the fittings you want, you can have them made, and I think they pair nicely. Now this is a little bit of a hodgepodge because I do have antique kind of well-worn pieces, then I have freshly new pieces, then I have some other antique pieces of a different color, but I think they're all coming together in a coherent way, at least to me. And I think as well, if I do end up using this, which I'm kind of compelled to do at the moment, they'll wear really nicely, and kind of as it ages and kind of gets worn a little bit, it'll be more and more coherent as like the silk on here like absorbs silk, moisture, oil from your hand, and kind of gets the patina and age and handling signs that swords tend to get after you use them quite a bit for training. So in that case, I think it's gonna come out real nice. But as it is, this is a beautiful sword. It's subtle and nice. It's got a coherent theme. The pairing of the two, I think, is really pretty smart. And they look really handsome. These are, they don't stand out as terribly braggadocious, but they've got detail and kind of cool factors in them that I would not hesitate to display in my home. Anyway, that is this video. I already said that. The point was just to share these two with you. Hopefully you found it interesting. Cheers, and thanks for watching.